I'm Bill, and I'm the chair of the Greenwood County Democratic Party. These are my Monday musings for April 26th. There's a disturbing trend in conversation that I've seen online and even in my own household these past few weeks, and it's about employers not being able to fill open position, and it's an issue that without doubt causes concern and hardship for the business owner. Here's what's being said. Janie Haynes of the Spa on Maxwell wrote the following on Facebook. I have a small business in Greenwood. I am trying to find licensed professionals to fill 2 positions. I cannot get these positions filled. They are killing people's incentives to work. In a recent article over the weekend in the Index Journal, Howard Corley, owner of Howard's on Main, said, they are going to be able to sit at home and make more money than they are out working. Steve Harrington, general manager of Sports Break, said, I've been trying to hire for 6 months. People are making more money staying home. Our government is giving people not only enough money to put food on the table, but let's take a vacation. Let's go to Las Vegas. Let's go to Myrtle Beach. Let's go to Gatlinburg. Jeff Duncan, who's not exactly known to be interested in solving actual issues, wrote, all week, I've received calls from small businesses that want to gear up but are having difficulty hiring because of the extended federal unemployment benefits. This was just another example of a Biden Democrat policy that was not thought through, and it is making the economic recovery more difficult than it needs to be. So with all that, it's clear that businesses are having a problem. But the only cause of the problem, according to these statements, are that the people, the working class, are just plain lazy. What a sad view of your fellow man that is. Neither the Index Journal article nor our congressman spoke with anyone who is taking this money to Las Vegas instead of applying for a job. Could you anecdotally find one person in 1,000 who might be gaming the system? Possibly. But I tell you, it was no effort at all to find businesses that totally scammed the PPP loans that were meant to keep businesses open and people employed. But look, I'm not here to talk about that issue. Let's explore other reasons why people may not be signing up for these open positions, and I won't even go into the obvious counter-argument that maybe a livable wage and benefits would be helpful to attract employees. First and foremost, COVID is still out there, and many businesses are not taking safety protocols seriously. I can honestly tell you that I've visited one of the establishments discussed above recently, and I'm not going to say which one to publicly shame them, but servers were wearing masks around their chins, some not at all. Customers were crowded together in an indoor setting. If any one of them were an active carrier, many could have gotten ill. At the same time, Representative McCravey is praising himself over a COVID Liability Protection Act to shield businesses from liability. Hey, maybe it's good legislation. I don't know. I've not read the details of it. But where's the Worker or Consumer Protection Act? Does anyone care about the high-risk single mother being forced by law or by shame to seek employment at a business that's being managed by COVID deniers? I tell you this, an establishment that's dedicated to the safety of its employees and its customers will have an easier time finding employees to fill those positions. Did we suddenly forget that we lost nearly 600,000 Americans in the last year, and that's on top of the normal death rate seen in a given year? Granted, a percentage of those were not realistically in a pool of eligible workers, but hundreds of thousands were. I knew some of them who passed away. And it's not just their loss that tightens the employment market, but also the families who were devastated by the loss of the sole breadwinner, or who now have to be caregivers at home. And then the hundreds of thousands who have taken seriously ill from COVID, many with lingering, debilitating effects. That has to affect the employment pool. Second, the war on immigration in the past 4 years is being felt all across the supply chain. Howard Corley mentioned issues with his suppliers, and those suppliers who rely on manufacturers, and those manufacturers who rely on the growers of raw materials. And guess who makes up a significant portion of that workforce? Instead of looking at this very complicated issue, hearing from all sides, performing research, and coming up with real solutions, we hear knee-jerk reactions that people are lazy, that socialism is to blame. This type of rhetoric helps nobody, not a single damn person. What do they think is the answer? That we need to force people by gunpoint back into unsafe, low-paying environments because business owners are having a hard time? When I read articles about the members of the workforce who want to go back to work, this is what they're talking about: safety and security and pay, not about trips to Vegas. There's better ways to get through this, folks. Take the damn pandemic seriously, like we should have from day one. Enact and enforce appropriate safety protocols. Get your vaccines and stop blaming the poor for your refusal to do any of this. That's it for today's Monday's Musings. And if you haven't registered to vote yet, please do so now. We need real ideas in government leadership, not worthless ideology.